I got good news. You are exactly who you thought you were. In fact, you're even better. You have definitely been called to something amazing. But the funny thing about the journey that you go on when you're reaching the destination that you've been called to is that there seems to always come a monkey wrench that throws itself in the middle of the equation and causes you to have confusion while you're supposed to be on your way. How do I know? I had an experience. And it really helps to put into perspective how these monkey wrenches come in and invite you to go in an opposite direction. But can you see past the illusion? Well, I'm going to be sharing that experience with you guys, and then I'm going to be coming back to let you know the revelations that I got from this experience and how it could possibly be unfolding for you. So you wake up bright and early to a mysterious phone call. This phone call tells you all about an opportunity, gives you the directions on how to get to the destination, and tells you you got to be there by a certain time. So you hop up with excitement, you get your stuff together, and you head to the elevator. Now, of course, you push the button, the doors open, you get on, and there's only one other person on the elevator with you. Now, this person is well dressed, they seem very professional, and they speak to you and greet you very intelligently. So as you and this person are engaging in light conversation, they say, "Whew, I sure am glad I moved my car to the street. You know, today is the gate repair day." And you're like, "Oh my God, it sure is." The person goes on to tell you, "Yeah, the gate's all closed up. No one can come in and no one can come out." With this news, you begin to get into a panic because you have to get your car out of the garage in order for you to get to where you're supposed to be going. So the person tells you, "Well, have a great day." They get off the elevator and they go walk towards their car that's parked on the street. And now you're worried, like, "Man, I guess I'm stuck." You think about an Uber, you think about calling a friend. But nothing is as good as you getting your car and driving there yourself. So you start to rearrange the plan in your head. "Okay, I guess I'm just going to have to miss that opportunity. I'm just going to go back up and sit in my place and come up with something else to do." But then you had the best idea you could have had. You say, "You know what? Let me go look for myself." So you went on down to that parking garage. And when you got there, you couldn't believe your eyes. There were cars coming and going in and out as they pleased. There was no crew. There was no gate being repaired. There were no tools laying around. There was no men working. It was completely free and clear for you to go. So you ran to your car, you hopped in, and you left without no incident, no blockages, no barriers. And now you're driving thinking to yourself, "Wow, I literally almost missed my chance listening to somebody else who was wrong." Well, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you need to go see for yourself before you take somebody else's word for it, okay? Now, we're going to be jumping into special elements of this experience, okay? A lot of times on the journey to our dreams, boy, we get the download. We know what we're supposed to go do. And sometimes we may doubt the route, right, that God is trying to send us on. So if he called you to something, then there's not a blockage, a red light, a roadblock that he don't already know about. And if he's telling you to go, then apparently, whatever it is, it's going to have to get out of your way. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and let us get into the fine details or the elements of what some of these different themes are. Okay, so take a look at the screen. We're going to be starting over here on YouTube with those elevators. And then we're going to be taking it to the extended. And you're going to be picking a roadblock, okay? One of these illusions that is there to stop you, right? And we're going to dissect it and figure out what's the best way to move past these, okay? So go ahead and choose the elevator that you feel most drawn to. And of course, as I tell you guys, listen to all of them. You just might find an extra special something that works or resonates with you. But the one that you are most drawn to, that's probably just the one that's most highlighted in your life at this time. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us get to these vibes. All right, so if you chose number 1, this is about the call, okay? For most of you guys, you know what your purpose is. You know what you've been called to. And for some of you guys, you're about to get that call. You're about to discover something either about your purpose or while you're living your purpose that's going to get you extra excited. There's a new layer of opportunity that's about to present itself to you. And for those of you who have absolutely no clue what your purpose is, this may be that thing, that phone call that you're about to get. Okay, now I had to pull out some notes for this because the thing about getting that call is sometimes you question it. Okay, so I got the word surety, which is a person who takes responsibility for another's performance. Okay, it's also the state of being certain of something, but the definition that sticks out is the person who takes responsibility for another's performance. And what I got from that is there has been an angel assigned to you specifically for that purpose. Okay, now it's like you got a partner. It's like you're going to be doing the work, but you have more spiritual help. And so it is because this thing is supposed to come to pass in your life. It is supposed to be birthed onto the earth only through you. So there is a special angel assigned to you to help you walk into this purpose or this opportunity, okay? I got the words spiritual sponsor, okay? So it's not just you, it's now the angel's job. Like the angel gets a grade or gets a paycheck. Did they do what they were supposed to do that day? Okay, cool. Now the angel got paid. So it's not just you working for you no more. Now you working so you and your angel can get paid, and vice versa. That spiritual sponsor is now working so that you can get paid, so they can get paid. You know what I mean? So you're being told you are ready. You got everything you need. You got the vehicle. It got gas in it. You got the GPS. You got, a good running car, so it's not going to break down on the way, spiritually speaking, right? You got the gifts, the skills, the talents, the tools, everything that you need. You got the keys, okay? This is your confirmation. This is your green light, all right? Clarity, vision. These are all of the things that you got before you made a move. And now guess what? You're being called to action. This is the part where you get up, you got all your stuff, and you're getting ready to go get in the car. But of course, when you went to go to the car, when you're going to do what you've been called to do, here comes that monkey wrench. So if you got number 1, you're on your way. And just know that that call is coming in. And it's going to be up to you to take that action. Okay? Let's go ahead and let's get to the next one. All right, so if you chose number 2 is all about being on that elevator, and there is that opposition. There is that voice of doubt. There is that either person or situation that comes along to give you some information that doesn't quite align with what God said. Okay, this person on the elevator was well dressed, right? We are living in a day and time where a lot of stuff is brand new, right? The way technology is, the way social media is, the way a lot of people are just creating businesses like never before. There's a lot of new information, undiscovered things, and untapped energy. And a lot of you guys are tapping into those things for the very, very, very first time. So other people around may not understand. So they got their job, they got their money, they got their retirement, they got all their stuff figured out. But here you are just following a dream, and they can't see the way. Don't you know on the way to your dream is roadblocks? It's all kind of scary stuff. You got to sacrifice, you got to sell your soul to the devil. Like they're telling you all of the different things that they know. Well-dressed means these are people who are respectable in society. These are people who you look up to, people who are older than you, people who have, raised you in a community, maybe even raised you in some type of organization. It could be school teachers who told you, listen, this is the logical thing. This is logically why that would not work, because I got some information. That there are roadblocks on that way. You shouldn't do it, right? But even the most well-dressed or well-educated person ain't got nothing on what God said. You know what I mean? So this is you looking past the illusion of, well, they got on a suit. Looking past the illusion of, well, they got a bunch of degrees. Looking past the illusion of, oh my God, everybody in the community looks up to them and respects them. Sometimes it may be true for that person, but it may not be true for you. And if God called you to it, the roadblocks are going to have to move out of the way, even if they are there. Okay? Now, this can also be your own mind, your own imagination that starts coming up with these things. You start, well, nah, you know what? Maybe I'm tripping, right? You're on the elevator, you're on your way, you're doing what you were called to do, but then, nah, you know what? The monkey wrench is in my own mind. Because that don't make logical sense. Because if there are going to be repairs and there are going to be all these things happening, then surely I won't be able to get in. Because I've seen everybody else try it and they failed, and I've seen them and they do it. And nobody around me has ever done these things before that I'm feeling called to do. So it must not be real, right? And this is what the mind does, right? Sometimes we create our own blockages. That's real. I know sometimes people don't want to hear that. You want to blame everybody else, but today, sometimes we create our own blockages, period. Okay? So this is the voice of reverse, the voice that comes in to make you turn around, change your mind, go in the opposite direction. Okay? And this is also, now this is, I'm going to drop a bomb on you right here. I'm going to drop a bomb on you right here. This is why a lot of times God has to keep the chosen ones separate or isolated in a sense. Because some of us have the tendency to let other people tell us something that will make us quit. Tell us something that will make us stop. So sometimes you have to be separated, you have to be isolated from certain people, because if they were able to get next to you and get in your ear in that tight, intimate space, like on that elevator, they talk you straight up out your destiny. So for a lot of chosen ones who always feel isolated, the ones who always feel like you're by yourself and you're separated and you don't understand why, it's because some people around you have that much influence on you that they would literally change your mind. And God knows this, right? You may not say it, oh yeah, I ain't gonna be around them because they can change my mind. No, you may say something like, I ain't gonna be around them because they ain't on my level. I don't like their vibration. I don't like their frequency. But in the reality, it's, I have the power to be influenced by them, and I don't like that. That's the vibration you feel. That's what it really is. You know that if they say something, they have the power to make you quit. And to preserve the dream, to preserve the hope, you stay separated. Okay? So, that's what I get for that. That's what I get for that. Was y'all able to diagnose that? I mean, not diagnose. Was you able to digest that? All right, let's go ahead and let's get to this last elevator. If you chose number 3, the word for you is confusion. Today we are untwisting the pretzels of confusion in the mind. You are not confused. You are not crazy. You have been called to do that thing. Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah, nobody else in your family did it. But that's the whole point. First generational what? Fill in the blank. Millionaire, curse breaker, business owner, graduate, whatever the case may be, right? And the biggest weapon the devil can use, or maybe one of them, is to confuse you. You know, it's interesting. They say the worst thing the devil can do is give you another idea. Like, you on your way, you on the elevator, somebody give you another idea. Why don't you just stay home today? You know, I know you got the option to go get your little opportunity, but why don't you just go back up to your place and just relax? Rearrange your plans, contrary to what God told you, okay? This is how that voice, that enemy works. Now, confusion is the lack of understanding. When you are called to something, and it seems so impossible, you don't understand. How you gonna do that? How you gonna get me from A to B? How? Okay, and it's because your mind cannot logically come up with an explanation. You can't logically figure it out. Think on the elevator. Okay, I'm on the elevator. God, you told me to go. You must not have known it was a roadblock. You must not have known they was working on the gate today. You must not have known that. But contrary to that, God already knew that it was open, free, and clear. He knew that person was just running their mouth because they probably was making small talk and had nothing else better to say. Watch this. Some of them are ill-informed. There are people who just don't know what they're talking about. I don't care how great they dress, how whatever. There are some people who just don't have the knowledge. They got practical, logical ways of doing things, which is great. But when we talk about supernatural favor, when we talk about the chosen ones, when we talk about gates and doors being open, that ain't open up for nobody else. That's what we talking about. So let's see. Now, in the state of confusion, you are making other plans. Okay, some of y'all are so confused. How can that be me? You call me to something big, you call me to something great, but how could that possibly be? It can't be me. It can't be me. Right? But is it me? Nah, okay, so let me go get some backup plans. Let me go start doing this and start doing that. Meanwhile, the energy and the focus should be on getting to that car, getting out that gate, and getting to that destination, okay? Enjoying the journey, of course. But in this state of confusion, now your faith is diminished, which is what? The biggest thing that you need for this thing to happen, right? The biggest thing you need on this dream journey is faith, okay? Maybe some way, somehow, they'll just let me out the gate. Maybe it'll be just enough room for my car to squeeze by, even if there was a blockage, instead of just feeling defeated like it's over, it's done with. Like maybe even by the micro chance, some way, somehow, I'm going to get through this thing. Now, confusion, another definition is the state of being bewildered or unclear in one's mind, okay? Inability to think as clearly or as quickly as you normally do, all right? So it's like I thought I had it figured all out, but now that this monkey wrench has caused confusion, I'm in a state of bewilderment. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now, okay? So for number 3 people, your biggest clue is this, right? You've heard correctly. You are on your way. And a lot of the confusion is just illusions to make you turn around and go back to the start, to go back to sleep. Because remember, in the dream, you woke up to a phone call. So that means you were asleep before you was called. You didn't know what was going on. So the key is to get you to go back into your bed and to go back to sleep, to be unaware to how things were before you were called, before you decided to get excited, before you decided to go out there and take that opportunity. This is the point. So understand that and move forward. Move past the illusions. Move past the confusion. Get clear. Talk to God. What did you say you were going to do? What did you say I'm supposed to be going? I got the phone call, but I forgot what they said. Can you call me again? I'll answer and I'll listen more clearly. I'll pull out a pen and paper. I'll write it down. Whatever the case, just get the instructions and get to moving. Okay? So let's go ahead and wrap this up. A lot of the times, the best way to clear a blockage is to become aware that it's actually there, right? For some of you guys, you may not know. And with these, we're going to be exposing what they are and then giving kind of a remedy so that you can move past it, okay? Whether it's real or imagined, doesn't matter, all right? So click the link in the description box, head on over and get the extended vibes today. And if this is where it ends for you, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys can like this video. If you heard something you like, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as one of my subscribers. And you can go to various places on social media to follow me. So if this is where it ends again, thank you guys so much. Everybody else, I'll see y'all on the extended.